battery died on that one. Still planning on having you set up for the return week, then having a distribution date on the 4th, so you'd have it for the next 3 weeks. The 2 weeks, right? Yes. The 2 weeks of our remaining December weeks before December break, and then a few tools into January, so we can come back and be ready to start that week with the materials you need. So it'd be materials for 3 weeks at that point. So planning on that for that week, and again, that's in the email that's coming out that provides those informational pieces. And then some acknowledgement around the Bryant K videos. Those are considered optional, just so you know that. I've heard from some families at conferences that the point of contention is for students to participate and view those. And so just for some perspective, I'm very attached to all those programs. I think they are exemplary programs. Yes, I am the creator of all of them, but I think they set kindergarten apart at Bryant from other schools. They each have their purpose. Hawks United, I Know My Nation, My World and I, and Crafternoon. And in person, the dynamic is great, because in Hawks United we divide up all the classes. So the red-shouldered Hawks have 4 or 5 students from each of the classes, and now that is a group. They are their own group that we see every week when we read a book to. Nation and World, our classes exchange. Mr. Jones would come in and join us. Our 2 rooms would be together. The next week we would go to his room, our 2 rooms together, and then teach that content. So the students would have very interesting dynamics of how they operate in a single room with 40 to 50 kids. Similarly for My World and I, the content is exceptional because they're learning U.S. history starting back thousands of years from when the first peoples are here, not just the white people's version. And then My World and I is to explore the world and all of its wonders and magic. Crafternoon, kids are poured into the kindergarten hallway, lined up in rows on the floor. The teacher demonstrates the activity for 10 minutes, and then they move around the hallway and sit next to anybody they want to from all the kindergarten classes, and then create that project. They really are community building. And so not having them, the idea of that really broke all of our hearts, a tear across, didn't break, but a tear across our hearts of, it's just Brian's signature work. And in the event that we were able to return this year, starting that at that time would be cumbersome. So we did decide that we would follow the same type of schedule. Each teacher leads, it goes on an alternating basis, but we would still maintain those 4 programs for the sake of student enjoyment. They are standards driven. Many of the tasks are above grade level. Many of the content is above grade level, but the tasks are at grade level. Underlining kindergarten words, finding punctuation, close, C-L-O-Z-E, filling in the word that's missing from a sentence, etc. So we hope that they are of use, and again, provide another half an hour that hopefully if your student is watching, or some portion of that half an hour, you can accomplish other things in your home. But they are not obligatory, and they do extend the day another half an hour, but they don't have to be watched on that day. So it's also something, if your student likes it and wants it, but if they're not up for it today, then watch it another day. They do follow in sequence, particularly, essentially, Nation and World, Hawks' theme, and Crafternoon kind of all stand alone. But again, I don't want that to be a point of contention between you and your student of, do I have to watch this? Is that they watch it because you and they value it at whatever time is convenient. We consider the rollout 1:15 when they are announced, just as if we were in class. 10:30 on Tuesdays would be I Know My Nation. 12 o'clock on Fridays would be Crafternoon. 11:30 on Mondays would be Hawks United if we were in person. So we kind of held to that model of it's starting now, but because it's remote and it's video, you can watch it at your convenience or dismiss it. But just to be sure, because it sounds like those videos are working for many people, but not all people. And our intention, and my intention specifically, is that it's one more opportunity for students to learn in a different context and with content that stretches beyond the typical K experience. Oh look, lucky for you, that's the last one. Gracious Pete, thank you for being kind and patient, if you're watching this at all. I did want to include you in partnership, and that's where this, the origin of this video series came from. I'm hopefully passing it to you later today or tomorrow, so you've got 9 days to take it in, or 180 days if you want to stretch it out over the course of the year. The intention really is to respect the fact that you are such a strong partner in your child's education this year, differently than parents have been in the past. Deep in my heart, and I bet in yours, this is the only time that we're going to go through this in our lifetimes and their lifetimes. And so making the best of it and accommodating this global experience and bringing it down to your child in my classroom and having a successful experience, because this is their K experience. And that's the point of my tremendous amount of information, whether it be the overstocking of paperwork or this lengthy video series or big context-driven emails and documents that you've had and are coming. It's really just about trying to keep you satisfied as educational consumers. Thank you so much. Your names will be invoked this season when I say the things that I am thankful for. Thank you. And I really do love your kids.